A lot more coming up right now. We've got an interview with James Comer for you in just a moment, but an update on the Newsmax DirecTV situation. Newsmax, the latest victim of the AT&T DirecTV censorship. They dropped Newsmax from the air on midnight Tuesday night. So the question that everyone's asking is what happens next, especially if you're one of those 13 million DirecTV subscribers. Joining me now for more on that and a whole lot more, Kentucky Congressman and Chair of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, with us this morning. Sir, great to have you back on. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So DirecTV pulling Newsmax off the air Tuesday night, making Newsmax the second major cable network to be pulled from DirecTV in the last year. Congress didn't hold hearings a year ago for OAN because it was OAN and not CNN, and Democrats were in charge in Congress. You're in charge now. Are you going to hold hearings for Newsmax?
Yes, there's going to be a committee that's going to hold hearings. We're going to meet later today and try to discuss which committee is going to do what. That's certainly on the agenda. I'm very concerned by this. I told the CEO of Newsmax on the phone last week that in my rural Kentucky district, that I think Newsmax has some of the highest ratings of any TV channel, including the major network. So this is very concerning to me. This is concerning for the whole issue of free speech and the battles that we're fighting in the Oversight Committee and in the Judiciary Committee against the weaponization of the DOJ and FBI and what they did to Twitter and Facebook. This is very similar. I'm very concerned that there's a pattern among a lot of the leaders in the media to censor conservatives. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. I know I've had several people from AT&T reach out to me. We're going to have a meeting with them, and hopefully we can get this resolved. But I don't like this. This is having a negative impact on my congressional district. And I'm going to do everything I can to see that it gets resolved as soon as possible.
Appreciate you saying that, Congressman. And you think about the networks that DirecTV does carry that have ratings that are a lot lower than Newsmax. Newsy, NBC LX, News Nation, Black News Channel, Cheddar News, CNBC World. I've got the DirecTV channel lineup right here. It's really shocking stuff. Congressman, I want to move on to the Biden document scandal. According to the Wall Street Journal earlier this week, the White House says that they're going to respond to all the Oversight Committee's questions as long as they're, quote, legitimate oversight interests. Basically, they're saying we'll respond if we want to. How concerned are you that the White House won't work with you?
I'm very concerned. I think the American people are seeing this play out in real time. I think the mainstream media is starting to press the White House for answers. Are you going to ever work with the House Oversight Committee? I mean, this committee's been in existence since the days of Abraham Lincoln. The version of the Oversight Committee was one of the committees that he served on when he was in Congress. So the fact that this White House, in their arrogance and in their effort to continue to be the least transparent administration in the history of America, it's very disturbing. You know, I'll give you an example. We've requested, and we've talked about it on your show and on this channel a lot, the bank violations from the Biden family, the suspicious activity reports. I mean, this is a central part of our influence peddling investigation that we're doing against the Bidens. And forever, every member of Congress that's chaired the Oversight Committee has had access to these. I requested them when we were in the minority, and I was the ranking member. And Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, replied back and said, we can't give those to you because you're in the minority. Well, obviously, when we became the majority and I became the chairman, I re-requested that information, and she just sent a letter 2 days ago and said, well, we're going to have to evaluate your request and determine whether or not it's worthy of us responding.
Wow.
I mean, give me a break. This administration is going to have to change their ways, or I think even the mainstream liberal media is going to continue to harass Jean-Pierre and anyone else, or Garland or anyone else who tries to walk up and have a press conference.
Yeah. So we've been talking about a year ago, we talked about famed artist Hunter Biden, quite a talented, skilled artist, years of training. I think of Vincent van Gogh, I think of Hunter Biden. I just think of skilled artist, oil on canvas.
Hunter Biden sells his artwork for more than Vincent van Gogh.
So Vincent van Gogh, you're right. He died, he was broke. Hunter Biden, right. His art has gone for between $75,000 and $500,000. The Oversight Committee tweeting this out yesterday. Who is buying Hunter Biden's art? Any idea who on this one and why?
We've been told from several whistleblowers where they are certain the art went. I'm not going to speculate until I have 100% proof. That's going to be the difference in me and Adam Schiff. But we have a pretty strong opinion of where that artwork went. That's why we're requesting information. We're requesting the art gallery owner to come before the oversight committee and do a transcribed interview. We have specific questions from credible whistleblowers that we want to ask him and give him the opportunity to answer. So hopefully we'll be able to answer that question very soon, but we're not going to let up on this. A lot of the Democrats and the Biden defenders in the media say, oh, well, you're asking questions about the Biden family at a time when Joe Biden was a private citizen. The artwork Hunter sold was while Joe Biden's been president.
Right.
That's why the American people deserve answers as to who bought that artwork and why.
Yeah, great point. Kentucky Congressman James Comer, thanks so much for being with us and breaking all that down. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.